Okay, let's talk like we always do. The Iran war happened. The headlines were everywhere. Oil spike, market shock, government's reaction, companies frozen hiring in some places, and quietly the change starts going on under the skin. Here what nobody tells you. Whenever something this big happens, jobs move, not disappear, move. And if you are only looking at LinkedIn job lots, you're completely miss it. So let's break this down properly. Most people think war is equal to economical collapse, big recession, fuel and energy problems, no opportunity coming up, and big word of disaster. And sometimes in some sectors, yeah, that's actually true. But tourism drops, certain investments pause, risk departments go into the defense mode. But here's what's crazy. At some places and some other sectors, the expansion happened aggressively. Energy, logistic, defense manufacturing, cybersecurity, supply chain restriction, risk analysis, compliance. The market don't stop. It just changed the trajectory, and this change of trajectory is what actually create the demand for the job. Now let's think bigger. After Iran war, oil supply chains were disrupted, shipping routes were reassessed, insurance premium for certain regions increased, governments shift budgets, sanction framework were updated. These are not my political opinion. These are a structural economic shift. When the structural shift, hiring demands shifts. Energy traders suddenly become more valuable, geopolitical risk analysis become essential, defense special sauce system, and people just watching headline emotionally will miss such a thing. The people watching the capital flows strategically will understand the position early. Iran isn't just any country, it sits on the major oil and gas reserve. Its position strategically in Middle East, its influence regional security balance, its impact global energy pricing. When conflicts touch that region, global energy market reacts instantly. Companies operating in Europe and Asia had to rethink exposure. Supply chains were diversified around the world. Risk model will be rewritten again, and when the risk models get rewritten, you need analytics, you need compliance officer, you need interrogation specialist, you need a strategic project manager, you need to change everything. And the job creation through this structural shock is not going to be obvious, but it's actually real. Most people, after such a thing happen, will be panicked. They think, oh, the market is going to be unstable. Let me just apply to more jobs. Let me polish my CV. That's a micro thinking in the big territory. The better question is, which industry are being forced to adapt now? Because adaptation requires talent, and talent shortages don't show up immediately on the job boards. They show up in internal referrals, consulting contracts, strategic hires, advisory roles, and quiet expansion teams. If you're early, you win. If you're late, you compete. If you're in energy, risk management, project management, cybersecurity, compliance, defense industries, supply chain, government advisory, this isn't just news for you, it's a signal. But only if you reposition. You don't say, I'm looking for a job. You say, I understand how the post-conflict impact cross-border operation. That's the difference. That's the positioning that you have to seek. Here's what I tell you if we were sitting, having coffee, don't chase the market, read structural shifts, and ask yourself, which industries benefit from instability? Which governments are increasing budgets? Which companies are expanding regional risk teams? Where is the capital reallocation is happening? Because capital movement equal to hiring demand, always. Not instantly, but predictably. If energy volatility increase, analysis expand. If regional instability raises, defenses contract grows. If sanction evolve, compliance hiring follows. If supply chains diversify, logistic teams scale. It's mechanical. War is tragic, it's complex. Its effect real lives of people, but economically, it reshaped demand. And your job search should not be based on fear, it should be based on the structure. So instead of asking how many applications should I send this week, ask where is the global structure forcing companies to hire. That's how you stop reacting and start positioning. See you in the next one, guys.